What's up, you guys? I'm back with another video. It's me, Fox. Hold on, I'm gonna close my window real quick. And my door. Holy shit, it's hot as hell outside. Anyways, it's me, Fox. And I did switch out the picture of Deku. So this is gonna be a redo for the Deku. What if I was doing what if Deku was in high school DxD? And I'm still breaking the area if you guys don't like it or not. Cause I don't give a fuck if you guys don't like me putting Airy in high school DxD. Because I like to try things. I like to see what will happen if I put a certain person or give some person these abilities, or a certain person make somebody, or shoot. Why do you think I put Shin Godzilla in high school DxD or in Naruto to see how much damage I could do or how much destruction I could do in that world? So I don't care if y'all get mad. You saying, "Oh, I should not put Eri in there." I don't care. I want to see, and also I am giving Eri more powers. And let me guys just tell you, because I know one of y'all, actually my friend, told me what's the difference of vigilantes and anti-heroes. First off, vigilantes will kill on sight. Anti-heroes kill if they need to or they have to. And anti-heroes, they go both sides. Just vigilantes, they just do whatever the fuck they want. They have no morals. They barely have any morals. Vigilantes, they keep a lot of morals. It's like they're like a little bit like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and from other universes too. Yeah, they're like that. And vigilantes and anti-heroes are not the same thing. They're two different things. Vigilantes mostly do it for the money or for the fun of it. When it comes to anti-heroes do it for a reason, a purpose, and mostly for a cause. So don't get mad if I say anti-hero. I'm not gonna say vigilante, because anti-heroes and vigilantes are two different things. They're not the same. They're two different things. Some people say they would be in the same title, but they're not in the same title. They have two different meanings, and they represent two different things. Okay, you guys. Okay. This is on pay-per-view. These pictures are not mine. And let me explain to you why Deku and Aries' powers are more different. And also, and wondering why I'm not calling them quirks. Powers and quirks, like I explained in the old What If Deku was in high school DxD. Yeah, quirks and powers are two different things. Quirks come from the genetic pool, the bloodline, and basically the DNA structure. That's how they get their so-called powers, but actually they're known as quirks. Powers, they come from natural disasters, occurrences, or supernatural means. That's how you get powers. Shoot, some people in X-Men have their powers from a fucking phoenix, and phoenixes are sometimes represented as godly beings in certain religions. And I know if y'all come at me and say, no, they don't mean I don't give a fuck. It is religions that actually worship a fucking phoenix. They're really old, but they still exist. Shoot, in the old days, some people even worship fucking demons. And who cares? They go worship any entity or god they want to worship. That's their thing. We don't talk about the things like that. They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they please. Just don't discriminate against their religions or their race or anything. Okay? Okay. So if you guys think have a problem with my ideology and the things how I want to do my what is, create yourself a YouTube channel and start doing your own what is. Shoot, you could do it based off of my what if you want to. I don't mind. Just don't try to take credit for it. That's the only thing I want you guys. It could be exactly in mine. You could change the certain directions. Just don't let it be exactly like mine. So people won't think I'm trying to copy you or anything. Because it is a fan that's so goddamn low, they would even try to say that you're copying other YouTubers' content. Because fans like those do exist. I should know. Well, my friend was exactly like that, and I told him to stop being like that because he's being like a dick. But anyways, yes. So sit back, relax, and watch the video. This is on PVO, and any pictures not mine. And also, I got this one. I got this picture from my friend. He colored it in for me. He did a good job though. But so in it, AKA, thanks Charles. But anyways, let's do this. This is gotta be what if Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku, was in High School DxD. So, like the old timeline I created, Izuku Midoriya, he is part of the anti-hero faction of the My Hero universe. It is actually said to be 3 factions of hero, villain, and vigilante. We got hero, villain, vigilante, and anti-hero. Because Izuku Midoriya created it. This timeline works with, like always, Izuku Midoriya was pronounced quirkless. Well, no, actually he has powers instead of a quirk. His mother knew about his powers, so she didn't say nothing to the doctors. Izuku, he was shocked about this, but he thought his powers was his quirk, because they started manifesting when he was 2 years old. Izuku, he been wondering, how did these powers manifest anyways? So he been studying about himself, studying a lot of things. Oh, just to give you guys a heads up, this is gonna be like a type of speed backflash. Studying about the first person with the first ever quirk and the first person with the first ever was quirkless. Wondering, why is he different than the rest between those two? He knew this person, the quirk person, had this quirk that was able to make themselves glow, like a type of sparkling kind of ruby or a jade. Something that would kind of a glowing light. But the first ever quirkless person was pronounced quirk because an extra joint in his toe that represents he don't have a quirk. A type of birth defect. He was studying about a lot. He'd be up in some books, libraries, things with history, and he also studied about law, everything else. Because when the sludge really thing happened, Izuku, he was supposedly saved by All Might, but actually, Izuku used one of his abilities to stop the sludge villain on time, and he was able to get out of his hands. And he restarted time, and All Might came in and said, "I am here." We're getting our car robbed. Who cares? Oh, they're running after him. I don't care. I don't want to turn the fucking car off. But anyways, All Might, he did everything, but Izuku stopped him. And All Might, he was talking, and All Might did forget about his time limit, and he transformed into Small Might. Oh my fucking god, that's so goddamn loud. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Hold on, you guys. Alright, I'm back. Where was I? Oh yeah. He transformed back into All Might form, so Toshinori, he did explain Deku about One for All, and he did explain Deku about One for All, because Cat is out of the bag right now, so yeah. So he explained to him about One for All, but he didn't. He also explained All for One, because he explained his thing, because yeah, everything's out the bag, so he knows. So Deku, he was also gave up the offer to become the successor of One for All. But Deku, he thought about it. He been discriminated, hated, kind of like a little bit of racism though, a little bit, because being quirkless. He'd been told multiple times by different people to go kill himself. Because quirkless people, it's much more discriminated to by 9 folds. And he's thinking, these powers he got, he thought about it. He told, Toshinori, no, I will not become a hero. Toshinori looked at him kind of strange. He was like, are you sure? My quirk will guarantee you the number one. No. Huh? No. I don't want to be a hero, and neither a villain or a vigilante. Then what do you want to be? A cop? Office? No, none of those. What do you want to be? And he's thinking. A TV show he used to watch as a kid. It used to be a show about heroes, villains, until one season. A person came out and he claimed himself to become an anti-hero. He was known as the anti-hero. A person that killed villains, heroes, hunters, vigilantes, and also hunters. You don't know hunters. Hunters are also known as hero hunters too, or villain hunters. So yes, you could also, yeah. I know a lot of things about that when it comes to villains, heroes, anti-heroes, and a lot of things about that. So yeah, he says, I want to be an anti-hero. An anti-hero? What? And Toshino, he's thinking about an anti-hero. It only happened one before, but he died. All for one, the number one vigilante and the number one hero had to take him out. He was getting too powerful. But it never been quoted in history or in stories or anything. The only person that I would know that is the number one people, or people in the highest ranks when it comes to society. Even that number one hero should know about this. He says, alright, kid. But he highly doubt that he'd become an anti-hero. Anti-heroes require a lot of power, smarts, genes, and strength, and a lot of people to go behind him to work with him. But Deku said, I'll be that, but I would try my hardest. Maybe we could be friends. I could become the number one anti-hero, and whoever your successor will be, they will become my friend, and we'd be both the most number one hero and the number one anti-hero. Alright? And he held his hand up to give him a handshake. Alright, he sighs, says, alright, kid. Whoever be my successor, there will be the new number one hero, and new might be your friend, or when he said in his mind, your enemy. So Toshinori, he got his time back, and he went back. He buffed up into buff might form, and he left to drop off the sludge villain. Izuku, he left. Over the years, Izuku has been studying about the law. He's been studying a lot of things that should be known in colleges, sometimes in the highest ranking when it comes to jobs in accountants, law enforcement. Basically, he's been studying on a lot of things, learning things, also experiencing too. Izuku Midoriya has... What the fuck? Anyways, Izuku Midoriya, he also has created a business for himself. This business doing shipping, packaging, also gaming development, technology development. Basically, it's actually have more technology betterment than Island. It's actually much more better than Island by 5 folds. It has better technology, better defenses, and also a lot of viruses, just in case if somebody try to hack, and one of their viruses will be sent out to go destroy everything he tried to get, any information. And the information that we destroy will be recreated and reprogrammed to be much more protected with multiple more firewalls and other types of protection when it comes to technological advantages, when it comes to hackers or some villain programmers that will try to destroy the system. Zuckerberg, he's been very cautious. And the society of the world of My Hero, the world of My Hero, been finding out that this new anti-hero, Zuko Midoriya, has been building up a reputation very quickly with these new powers that he called, not a quirk, but powers. Some heroes thought it was he's just calling it, this is the quirk's name, the power. But actually, it just powers, multiple different abilities, uses, even some immortality. Azuka Midoriya cannot age until he turns... he would actually stop aging when he turns 20... Let's go with 25. Hold on. Anyways, I'm back. Yeah, I just opened my window. It got hot in here. So you might be hearing some cars drive by or anything. Okay, let's go. Then we see... Because I'm doing the end of it right now. Like the end of his past. Azuka Midoriya has built up a quite reputation, and it's also been more anti-heroes appearing. These anti-heroes work with Deku. There are lower ranking heroes and higher ranking heroes too. And some of these heroes actually used to be villains, heroes, or vigilantes. And when they met Deku, their quirks, or aka their quirks, got erased. Because they got their quirk. Some of them got their quirks from All For One. And some of them had the weakest quirks, so they were known as the weakest heroes. And Deku has the ability to get rid of quirks or recreate them. And he could create and destroy quirks. Because he has the ability over time and space. And body manipulation. He can manipulate the blood or anything around. So he's been studying all his powers, and he know basically only... Because his powers is kind of endless, so he only knows 280% of his powers. You don't know. Let's make it 4,986. Because he got multiple. Because he's got to be one of my strongest deckers. I'm gonna create. But he's actually, when it comes to ranking in my Deku pool, how many Dekus I'm gonna make for the strongest, he is ranked number 7. Yeah, he's number 7. He's that strong, but he's not near to number 1 at all. But anyways, Deku. Oh wait, sorry. Deku, he has been meeting somebody, and this is Eri's mom. Eri's mom had smooth white hair, but it was kind of have a shaded of blue in it. She had a slim and smooth figure. But she also had a six-pack, because you could tell she was a little bit built. She has half-sized decent assets. She had a smile that could make anybody happy, feel joy and good. Her powers were the ability to control time, and could tell also emotions. She could know when somebody's lying to her or not. So, her ability was able to go forward and back in time. Or stop time completely. She could also manifest certain ripple effects when it comes to time. She could summon weaponry from different timelines, or from the past or the future. she would get instant knowledge how to use them and everything else. And she don't need to train that much to harness her. Is that a fucking who? What the hell did I just see? Was that a truck driving backwards, but the front was forward? But it was in the back, and the back of the trunk was in the front. What the hell did I just? I'm questioning the human race now because we make the weirdest of shit. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, Deku and Aries' mom has been going on a couple of dates, getting to know each other and talking and everything. Until one night they came back kind of tipsy, and you know what this happens, and Azuku, he got the smash. Basically, he got with Aries' mom, and Aries' mom, she was taken out of the vigilantes, the anti-hero group of, she's ranked as number 2 because she have a time manipulation ability. Number 3 is someone that could use ability over the abyss and the void. They could summon anything from the darkness or light, or anything that the abyss or the void devour. So he can also use other people's quirks, but it'll be temporarily. If their quirks been devoured by him, aka his quirk, aka his power, because I didn't mean. So basically, if Bakugo threw an explosion and he opened a portal to his void, and the void took in the powerful hit, it will actually make him be able to redirect it and hit him back with it anytime he wants. But it'll be a certain time limit. Let's go with an hour. That's it. You only have an hour to use multiple or different quirks anytime he wants. But after the hour is up, every quirk that he ever devoured will disappear. So basically, he's like more like a deflection and a counter. He could block, deflect, or counter. And the fourth hero, aka number 4 place, she has the power over nature. She could corrode or decay or anything that involves nature's abilities. She could create minerals or use any element. So basically, Kirishima, or Mina Asha, or Todoroki, even Momo will have a really hard time going against her. Because her power allows her to control all nature. That means she could control any element. So if they try to use, Kirishima try to use his hardened skin, because she could actually use, she could basically metal bend. Yeah, she could pull out all the metal, basically fibers out of Kirishima's bloodstream and legitimately bleed this dude dry. She could legit blood bend somebody. Because she has water manipulation, so she could use any type of water or anything that's a liquid. So, yeah, blood counts too. And the person in the 5 rank, she has a transformation ability. She could transform to anything, even any mythical monster or entity, and she could use their abilities and their powers. And she would be able to keep 1 or 2. That's it. But she can't fuse them. She gotta use them one at a time, or she could switch them out. And now let's go to 6. The 6th person, her ability is to use any type of matter. She could have matter manipulation. Anything that has a matter interior or anything like matter, she could basically manipulate it and reshape it, or how to redirect it. She could even break it down. But let's get out those 6 people that I just described. Anyways, Aerie, she was born. But she was born on the wrongest of times. A war kind of struck out between the heroes and the villains. A war also struck out between the anti-heroes and the vigilantes. Until the villains and the heroes realized something. The anti-hero faction has been getting a little bit, actually a lot of powerful when it comes to the dark underground of Japan and the light side of Japan. Basically the society and the dark parts of society. They've been getting a lot of power. And the heroes been realizing they have been slowly been dwindling. So has the villains, but the villains realize they have most of the villain faction of, Japan has been only cut to the hundreds. The heroes only been cut to, actually they have been cut to only the hundreds too. The vigilante side has been only cut to 99. Like only in the 99s. Basically 99, that's how many. And it's only 100 heroes, 100 villains, and 99 vigilantes. When it comes to the hero faction, the anti-hero faction, I'm not explaining those factions at all. The anti-hero faction, they have increased in numbers drastically. They have 1,296 anti-heroes, and they've been basically running Tokyo, but doing it in a good way. There's no more villain attacks. Actually, it's rare. Some villain attacks is actually kind of rare, and they're more rare to watch, because the anti-heroes have been keeping everybody in check, making sure nobody don't go wild. And they all decided to actually stop this, because they think this way of life is, the villains think this way of life is boring. It's no fun of it. The heroes think this is kind of wrong. They basically making an empire, thinking they are being villains. They are doing the wrong thing, making an empire, but they're actually doing the right thing, stopping all of this, making heroes and villains or vigilantes become a thing of the past. The anti-heroes just gotta be like a law enforcement that keep everybody in check. Make sure that nobody will be causing mayhem and destruction, and they make sure they themselves are in check too. They don't give everybody the power. They don't have all the power. They run things by the law and everything. They be respectful to the government and tell them they are an anti-hero faction, and they are stronger than heroes, villains, or vigilantes. They're much more dangerous than villains. They're much more scarier than vigilantes, and they're much more braver and more courageous. And also, they don't do everything for money. They actually be respectful because they got their own society, their own territory. They actually got their own country. Yeah, they actually found a country that was never touched. It would had so much animals, life, and everything. It was like a perfect place to relax and be. It was actually bigger than Island. How big? Basically, if I would try and measure Island, my island would be like a quarter half of it. Yeah, a quarter half, because it's a moving island. It's like a moving fucking city, or a moving country. A country that can actually move through the whole fucking nature and everything. So they created it, made it into the vigilantes territory. But over the years, Aerie has been growing up, and today's her birthday, but today is her also when she leaves to the universe of My Hero Academia. Azuka Midoriya Off, Off One and Zuko Midoriya, they are fighting. Off One figured out a way how to try to take somebody's powers, but it's very risky. It's a 100% chance Off One will die if he tries to take the most powerful of powers, Zuko Midoriya's, because he's the one that have all the powers in the world. So he's trying his hardest to defeat Izuku, to place his hand on him and take away all his power. Basically, take it away and try to become a god with it. Because he thinks Izuku is wasting all his potential, trying to keep peace, making sure not this whole world need a good and evil, but Izuku, he knows this world needs to be having a good and evil side. He want to make sure both sides are playing on even grounds. All the vigilantes, the heroes, and the villains, they are fighting the anti-heroes. But they are slowly losing. The vigilantes, the heroes, and the villains are losing. I'm gonna make, I'm gonna make Dobby the leader of the vigilantes. So Off One, he got defeated. Zuko Midoriya, he killed Off One by freezing Off One in a type of freezing time. Yes, he froze All Might in time. Not All Might, Off One. Off One got frozen time. He cut off Off One's limbs and legs and torso. Because Off One, yeah, he targeted Aerie. He thinks he could take Aerie's power because she's a mixture of his mom and dad's powers. Her power recently manifested when she was only 1. Oh, I'll watch that later. Deku and his wife, Aerie's mom, tried their hardest to protect her, but Aerie's mom was sadly killed by Off One. Off One used those black kind of, I don't know what the fuck that quirk is, but anyway, those weird black kind of tendrils with the red outline to it. She was impaled by multiple of them, and one hit her heart, killing her. She couldn't reverse time on time. And today was her. Yeah, today that's her mark of her when she died by Off One's hands. Deku, he was about to finish off Off One too. He felt his ability over time dwindling, turning off. It seemed like he went over his limit a little bit. He felt a need breathing pantily. Off One felt all the pain of his limbs being torn off. His body and his only thing he's got left is his torso connected to his head, slowly keeping alive, and his regeneration quirks are trying their absolute hardest to heal him, bring back all his limbs. Off One, he's barely breathing. He's on his deathbed. He's about to die. His quirks are too overwhelmed to heal him. And what's up?
Hey, you just had to talk in that video, huh?
Anyways, I'm back, you guys. Where was I? Oh yeah. Off One, he died. He spat some insults and told him Sugar Rocky will avenge him and bring him back by using your power. Hi. And we see the factions for heroes, villains, and vigilantes. We see Deku. He sees Aerie on the floor, a little bit unconscious. Because Aerie's mom was running away with her. That's how she was sadly impaled in the heart. Aerie's asleep because her mom put a sound barrier and a time barrier to make sure she don't get hurt at all. So anything that comes around her, the barrier of time, it will slow down instantly, and it will actually stop in place. Zuko, he picks up Eri. He sees his wife's barrier is permanently on, so she must have used up all her power to make sure Aries is always protected. Always have her mother around protecting her. So he put Aries, he created like a type of, like, the thing, one episode when Itachi was a kid and he was holding the baby Sasuke, and he meets the girl, the girl that's supposed to be his girlfriend, and they're running from like the Nine Tails attack because of the Nine Tails. Basically, that little thing that Sasuke was in when he was a kid, when Kid Itachi was holding him. I forgot what it's called, but I'm pretty sure called baby holster. But anyways, but yes, he created that, and he wrapped it around with a version of Black Whip. So he went to. Wait, where he went to? Oh yeah, he saw all the villains in here, and he saw Bakugo Katsuki having full Calendar activated, and you see Shigaraki with his pure white hair, and you could tell he has all four on full max, and you see Dobby with his, instead of blue flame, we see a blackish flame, and we see Dobby's skin burning, melting off his bones. But Dobby wanted to end this quickly. Oh shit! What the fuck? But anyways, hold on. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. And we see Deku, he calls over this one boy. The boy, he comes, and it's actually the boy that used the ability over Void, and used the ability of the Void in the Abyss. He told him he would be the new number one anti-hero. And oh my fucking god. But anyways, they basically went to the Riser fight. Yeah. Basically, I'm gonna cut through because it seems like people don't have the time of day. And also, this is gonna be Arrow, just to give you guys a heads up. Alright, I'm back. Oh my fucking god, this is so annoying. But anyways, where was I? Okay. Zuko Midori took Eri with him because he don't trust nobody. He don't trust nobody in the My Hero universe with his daughter. So he's taking his daughter because he don't want to be like his old man. Just, oh, let me go. Hey, I'm gonna go overseas to do abroad. Everybody know that. I low key know that's bullshit. Shit, he just said, "Oh, I'm gonna go off of milk." He should have said that, but instead he said, "I'm going out to go do abroad." Go back inside with no shoes on, little nigga. You got 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming outside with no shoes on, almost stepping some spit. Damn, outside my windows, nigga walking out to the backyard, telling her to go put some shoes on. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. We see the fight between Issei and Riser. Riser in this timeline, he trained up to Scarlet Flames. Issei trained to the Dragon Shot that I described earlier. I'm closing the window because some fucking cars too behind. Ah, fucking damn it. Every time I try to make a video, all these fucking noises have to come in. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. We see Issei release this weird blackish, kind of reddish, and mixed with a little bit of bluish, kind of dragon shot. He called it the Crimson Knight. When it Crimson Knight has multiple different forms for each moon. Each moon represents a different dragon for the moon. But he used the most powerful one, the full moon. He launched it at Riser's attack, trying to push it back to Riser, and Riser trying to push it to Issei. Basically, it's a power struggle in for their magic. Issei has been training all the way up to a chest plate. He's almost there for a back plate for his back of his chest, aka on his back. Issei, he pushed the figure to absolute limits, and Riser pushed his flames to absolute limits. Until a weird portal opened between their attacks, and their attacks disappeared, making a smoke screen, basically imploding. They see this weird portal open. A weird portal made out of these weird glowing of mixture of pink, yellow, green, blue, white, black. It's this mixture of multiple colors. It looks like the time and space is broken. It just cracks over it. Until we see this guy walking out with a yellow kind of scarf. These weird type of greenish black tendrils. This weird blackish green as lightning surrounding him, but it always switches coloring to red, green, blue, but it's always a blackish. His black eyes, but his pupils a crimson green. He released so much bloodlust. Eri is basically wrapped on his chest, basically protected by basically his version of Black Whip. And his version of Black Whip is stronger than goddamn iron. And it's also fireproof, waterproof, acid-proof. Basically, he made it proof to a lot of things. He said, basically, Zuko is very cautious when it comes to his daughter. Or when it comes to anybody he loves. He looked at Riser and Issei, releasing so much blood and anger, so much malice to them. Riser is scared, so is Issei. Issei said, "What the hell is this? This bloodlust alone. It's so intense." Issei, "Yes, Drake? I need you to apologize." What? I think he thinks, the dragon show has been for him. Alright, he appeared and the two attacks blew up right there. So Issei, he got on his hands and knees and he bowed and he said, "I'm sorry." And the creature that they think is a creature looked at him, and the bloodlust, it stopped. And it looked at Issei, and it looked at him like saying in his head gesture, "Go on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to attack you. I was actually fighting him." And he points at Riser. "You accidentally, hold on. Anyways, that was my sister. Nigga came in my room. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. They hear a dry but a laugh. They said, anyways. So, what's your name?" And he appeared right in front of Issei, holding his hand out. Issei, he took it. He said, "Issei Hyora. Well, my name is Azuku Midoriya. Or you could just call me Deku for short. Okay. Wait, Deku means useless. Why is it? What? Anyways, yeah. Hi. Well then, you were fighting him, right? And he looked at Riser. And he had a disgusted face. Basically, you could tell by his eye movement based on his mask. He said, "Well, I could tell you did a lot of things to women, and I don't respect you. So, die." And he said, "Erase." In a weird, blackish kind of white light, it hit Riser dead in his chest, and Riser, he swore that he couldn't. He swore he could feel it, but he couldn't see it. He looked down and he noticed there was no hole in his body, but his heart was in so much pain. He just dropped. He fell on the ground, dead. He wasn't even gasping for air. It was like an instant death. He said, "Well, are we done? Yeah." He said, "Yeah. He's thinking, I better talk to him with a lot of respect." And Drake said, "Yeah, you should. The power I'm sensing of this guy gotta be a god. Or some kind of entity. With power like a god." "What do you mean, Drake?" "He has so much power, it's beyond even me. It's rivaling Big Red." "What? How?" He's talking to you. "Oh, wait, what? Oh. Well, are we gonna get out of this little, pocket dimension?" Yeah. And he raised his hand up saying he won. And everybody was confused, everybody was confused, like, and kind of scared, like, "Wait, what? Who is this guy?" And some people go, "He killed Riser in one shot." No, Riser can't die. He's a phoenix. He's immortal. He can regenerate from anything, right? I don't know. What was that attack? He just said a race. And the people that created the world, they let him and Riser's dead body out. Deku, he looked around. He says, "This weird power. It feels strange. It feels evil. But I don't sense no hostile intent to me. But I do for one. Here she comes. You see this girl zooming through the people. Her wings are out. Flaming kind of wings. She have a fist out, covered in a type of weak version of blue flames, but it's still red. She tried to punch, one shot Deku, but Deku caught her punch. He looked at her. He released bloodlust blinding. He learned it from Stain. And she fainted. The amount of bloodlust he released on her, so much killing intent and the pressure. She fainted just by fear. He was like, "Well, that's enough." She almost hit Eri. He mumbled to himself, but a certain person heard it, and that was Issei. He said, "Huh? Who's Eri?" And Zukui looked at him and said, "Well, Eri is my..." And they hear a yawn. Somebody going like, like somebody's waking up. Izuku, he looked down. He opens a little, kind of big, kind of he thought it was like a type of sack for carrying objects, but when he opened, he pulls up a 4-year-old. And a 4-year-old, she's waking up. She has long, silky hair. She has a single horn. It's a small horn. She has one green eye and one red eye. Her hair was a type of shade is kind of green. And also, it was like a mixture of a greenish kind of black mixed with a type of white and a blue. So technically, her, just imagine Aries hair a little bit of green and black. And Izuku, he looked at her. He says, "How's my little angel doing?" And Aries said, "Papa?" He said, "Take off your mask." She held her hand over right in front of his face, and the mask, it removed itself. And the girls, every female, when they saw Izuku, they all instantly blushed. Because they see this man's face. And you see this man's having his hair in like a type of short kind of ponytail, but it leads to his back. You see a scar on his right cheek. And he laughed, he said, "Airy." And he rubbed her head. He said, "Anyways, how you doing?" She asked, "Papa, where are we? They don't feel right." He asked, "Do you feel scared?" "No, it just feels weird. It feels hot." "Oh, let's change that." He snapped his finger, and the temperature of hell itself went down for Aries' liking to a perfect temperature. She felt cold and warm at the exact same time, so a perfect temperature. And Aries smiled and said, "Thank you," and she gave her papa a hug. All of the women, they were actually, they think Aries was adorable, like absolutely adorable. Aries asked her dad, Izuku, to put her down, and he did. She looked around, looked at everybody, and when Aries wasn't looking at her papa, he released a lot of killing intent and said, basically suggesting, whoever tries something on his daughter, yeah, you gotta get murked. You getting murked. No, like, don't even try it. Like if you harm her or try to hold her captive any kind of way, you are dead. You're basically getting off this world wherever he is. And he don't know what kind of torture you guys do here, but he will torture you any kind of way, all the worst way, even ways not even a devil or an angel, or even not even the worst of a god will dare put any person through. Basically, he releasing that type of killing intent, and everybody, they quickly understand it. Aries, she smells something sweet, and she sees a girl that has a white hair like her mother, but more snowish kind of white. She's a little bit more taller, and she has basically, this is Aries. Look, this is Aries' eye. She sees her as a beautiful young lady. But we all know who this is. This is Kaneko. She walked to the Kaneko, and she knows Kaneko was holding 2 cupcakes. And Aries, she asked her, can she have one? And Kaneko, she gave her one to Aries. She gave her the strawberry one, and Aries starts to eat it. She said, "Yum." And it was adorable as hell watching Eri eat some sweets. And Eri, she looked at Kaneko and she have. Let me tell you what Eri's powers are. Eri has the ability over time and space, but also she has superhuman speed, strength, agility, stamina, and also superhuman hearing, sight, smell, and sensing of emotions too. And she also has the ability over future, so she could see somebody's future or their past. She also has she actually have all the powers of her father and her mother. She looked at Kaneko and she asked Kaneko to pick her up. And Kaneko, she looked at Zuko and Zuko nodded his head saying, "You're allowed to." So she picked up Eri. And Eri, she looked in her eyes, her green and blue, no, her green and red eye. And she looked at Kaneko's kind of silverish kind of eyes, but a little bit tinted of a yellow. But anyways, her eyes glowed. And she said, "Why are you sad?" And Kaneko, she looked at her confused, like, "Huh?" She asked her in a soft voice, saying, "What do you mean, child? Why do your sister... Why did you hate your sister? And why are you sad also?" And Kaneko, she looked at her shocked. She was like, "Huh? How? I don't know her name, so basically Eric did say her name. But how do you know my sister's name? I can see your future." Because Eris is being nonchalant about it. She thinks this is not no big deal. But everybody in the whole, the marriage thing that got shut down. Yeah, they're freaking out, going, "Wait, she could see the future?" She's saying something called the meeting. You will meet her. And somebody named Loki will interrupt it. And Zuko, he walked up to Eri and he told Eri, "Eri, you can't be telling all the future. Remember, like your mother said, you can't be using your future sight for everything. You gotta train to use your abilities. I know it's one of those abilities that's come from me. We will instantly learn everything, but you still must train with it to master it and make it perfect so you could use it anytime you need it, so it won't instantly activate when you sense somebody's emotion." Eri, she nodded her head, and Eri, she got tired again, and she went to sleep, snuggling up to Kaneko, and Kaneko was just holding Eri. Azuku, he looked at Kaneko and told Kaneko to come with him, because Eri, she's gotta be sleeping in your arms for a little while until she wants to come to me. And he told her just to follow him. And Kaneko, she knocked, a little bit scared that if she don't listen, yeah, she will get murked by him. So she followed him, and she went with him. He walked up to Sir Zex and everything, and he said, "So, yeah." Zex is kind of scary because he could feel the killing intent. "Well, where am I? Because I could tell you're really important, the way you dress and the way how you talk and speak. I could hear you, and also I know that's your sister. I heard you call her sis." And he points at Rias. He said, "Yeah, I am Sir Zex, the Devil King here." "Oh, alright." And he says, and no, Izuku thinking, "Oh, devils? That's not shocking at all." And you're wondering why Izuku's not freaking out, going like, "Wait, devils? Y'all devils?" No, 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 no. Izuku, legitimately, if you wondering, you legit come from a world with people with quirks that has powers, and you really think he's smart as hell, so he knows if powers exist, and quirks is just a DNH thing, and powers is a supernatural and also thing for a supernatural and also a scientific thing to get these powers. Who don't think monsters don't exist? Because humans could create monsters. If a human could create a monster, what if monsters did exist after us? So Izuku, he's been thinking about it, and he went to this universe, and he sees these people they claim themselves as devils, and they show their wings to him. Yeah, he knows the supernatural is 100% real, so that's why he's not freaking out about it anymore. That's why he's not gonna be freaking out by it. So yeah. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. We see Izuku, Kaneko, basically the Parash, and Kaneko's holding Eri, and Sir Zex at him walking out. He would talk with Izuku now, and he's walking with him, and he says, "So, Izuku, right? Yes. You can call me Izuku Midoriya, or it's just Deku. Deku. Yes. So, are you a god? No, I'm not a god. I have power like one, but I am not one. I haven't claimed a title like that. I am known as my world, the #1 anti-hero. Anti-hero? What do you mean by that? Sir Zex in his mind. But, okay. So, if you don't mind, because you asked me a question, let me ask you a question. Yes. Any question at all? Can you tell me about if angels, demons, or other mythical creatures that the humans will call supernatural beings? Yes. And Sir Zex started telling him about the factions of monsters, vampires, werewolves, demons, or in the case, devils, or fallen angels, and also the gods too. Telling him about everything. And Izuku, he's just taking all the information in. So, that's why you think I'm a god, because the power I'm leaking out. Better control it. He stopped when they were walking, and everybody looked at him. He's focusing, and he raised his hand up to Eri. He told Kaneko to bring Eri a little more closer. So he did. And he placed his hand on Eri, and he started focusing. And they felt the power of the male bloodlust that was just going wild start to retreat in, and start to retreat back in. But Eri's kind and gentle nature and innocent were he let that out, and they all started to relax. They felt calm, chill, like they were fine, like they were alright. Like their mother was holding them to something terrifying, and she was protecting them from it. Eri brings nothing more than good and kindness and holy, and basically anything that's good and holy and innocence will be protected. But anyways, we see Izuku, Sir Zex, and Rias Paraj sitting down, and they all looking at Izuku, and you see you see Kaneko and Akano playing with Eri. And Izuku created Eri a little gaming thing. A little he created her a Nintendo and created some games for her. usually has a creation ability. She started playing on it, and she asked, can she get 2 more? And she called over Akano. She called in Akano and Kaneko, grabbing their hands and pulling them. And Akano and Kaneko, they came. She gave them and they played some Mario race kart games, and they were just racing. And he looked at Deku. He looked at what's his name again? Zex. He looked at Zerzex and he said, "So that's all the information you know." Yes. So the low person here in these factions is the lowest. It's the humans. Yes. I'm gonna go join the human faction. What? Wait, but you have power like a god. You're probably part of the god faction. No. I'm gonna go to the humans. And I'm gonna give them some power. What? No, that would make the world off balance. No. I am done with thinking people with power always appear to somebody else. I'm gonna give them what should I? Anyways. Alright. Oh shoot, somebody's calling me. Anyways, you guys, I gotta end the video here. So like and subscribe. And also, what he's about to say, he's gonna give the people quirks. And you wondering how? Remember I told you he was stirring about the first quirkless person and the first ever quirkless person? Yeah, he figured out how to create a quirk now, an artificial quirk. So, yes. Now then, if you don't mind, this is gonna be the end of the video. So like and subscribe and share the video with your friends. And I hope you guys like this version. This version is much more better than the other one. So have fun with it. See you guys later.